nocturnal. They do spend about 18 to 20 hours of their day resting, or as I like to call it, the good life. If you want to see lions, definitely come back a little bit later in the evening. Nighttime safaris are the best time to see them. They tend to be fairly active then. So, Hakuna Matata. Speaking of Hakuna Matata, it's a real-life version of Pumbaa. It's a warthog. Warthogs are the largest burrowing land animals. They will burrow tusks out to ward off any predators. They're going to reuse and recycle those burrows from other animals such as aardvarks. Pumbaa in Swahili does not mean warthog. It actually means crazy or silly. So that's where they get their name from in the Lion King. Off in the distance, there's two animals. The small antelope is a bondabog. You're also seeing an ostrich. You tell the males from the females apart in the ostriches because they're feathers. Females are that lighter gray, while males are close to black or dark charcoal. You'll even find some of their eggs underneath the tree. They do belong to an ostrich. You're probably wondering why the ostrich are not laying on them. Well, ostriches don't need to lay on their eggs to keep them warm. They're going to incubate heat from within. Eggs are pretty heavy, about 3 pounds in size. That's the equivalent of 2 dozen chicken eggs. And they're very sturdy eggs too. They could withstand the weight of a human being on them without even breaking. Highly suggest not doing that though, mainly because they're very territorial with their eggs, and they can outrun humans about 35 to 40 miles per hour. Even though they are flightless birds, they still have wings. Wings are there to help them change directions when running, rather than actually flying. We're finally making our way into the Magadi Glen. This glen was all made possible with donations and contributions made to the Disney Conservation Fund. The Harambe Wildlife Reserve and Disney's Animal Kingdom work heavily in cooperation with each other to make awesome things like this possible. There's one animal, it's kind of roaming around in the back. You almost have to kind of turn your heads around to see it back in the trees. But there is a scimitar horned oryx kind of hiding in the shade back there. That oryx is very unique. They came from the Sahara Desert, which is a very, very hot climate. They can pretty much go their entire lifespan without drinking any water. They'll get most of their hydration from the vegetation that they eat. Now, because they don't drink a lot of water, they can prevent their bodies from sweating until they reach about 115 degrees Fahrenheit before they even begin to sweat. So it really shows the hot temperatures they're used to and what their bodies can withstand. They're kind of a conservation underdog story. Their numbers were looking pretty low at one point, but through breeding programs and conservation efforts, their numbers have been on the rise. Looks like we're heading back to the Warren's Post in the village of Harambe. I think our 2-week safari got cut short a little bit. Who knew that 2 weeks could turn into about 20 minutes when you're having so much fun? So I am taking you back to the Warden's Post here. I'm going to be taking you back to the same place that I picked you all up from. So I'm going to make a call to my warden to let them know that we're getting a little bit closer. So sit back and relax. We're going to spend a couple extra minutes here together. So we are going to head on back, guys, to the village of Harambe. Harambe in Swahili does mean come together. So we have all come together here today to get to learn about these awesome animals and see them in their more natural habitats. We can do our big part in protecting those habitats by doing a few small things at home. One of the main things that we can all be doing is reducing, reusing, and recycling. I know y'all have heard that a lot, but it's super important to do, especially when it comes time to old electronics. By recycling old electronics that we do not use anymore, such as cameras, cell phones, laptops, tablets, anything like that, you're really helping our friends like the giraffes and the elephants keep their homes nice and safe. Once again, my name is Mary. I do want to thank each and every one of you again for coming out and visiting us here at Kilimanjaro Safaris. Because when it comes to safaris, we go wild. Another thing that we like to say is that no two safaris will ever be the same. So we always like to welcome you back. Take another safari. Never know what animals you're going to see and how they are behaving. For any wilderness explorers that are riding on board, you are riding upon the Simba 1. Simba 1 is the name of the truck. You can get your badges out in the village where you came in to enjoy the attraction. If you do want to see some more animals, there's plenty of places to do so. This is Animal Kingdom after all. Right here in Africa is Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. Gorilla Falls has gorillas, naked morats, meerkats, more okapis, more hippos. Actually an underwater hippo pool. Zebras. It's a really awesome place to see some animals, including a baby gorilla that was born in the past month or so. It's super cute and worth checking out, so definitely see Gorilla Falls. You're actually really close to Gorilla Falls. When I drop you off and you have the ramp you go down, you're going to go down either to the left or the right. If you go to the left, that'll take you right towards Gorilla Falls. So you're really close to it. You can bring any wheelchairs, strollers, scooters, anything you may need down that way. So it looks like we are just waiting for this truck to move on out of the way here, and then we will be on our way here as well. Start double checking those rows, make sure you have absolutely everything. Don't leave behind anything that will become my new souvenir here. So when I do pull in, you're going to feel a nice thump on the side truck. No worries, Hakuna Matata. That's just me getting nice and close for you guys so you can unload nice and safe. So here in Harambe, we don't say goodbye. That's far too sad, far too final. So we say Kwaherini, which means go well. So go well and go wild and have a great day. Kwaherini, asante sana. Go well, go wild, have a great day. Gorilla Falls to the left, down the ramp. If you want to go back to the village, make that right up the hill. Leave the stroller parking and the Animal Kingdom. Thanks, guys. Ate sana. Yeah, no worries. Have a great day.
Thank you. Ini cocok kan? Dia macam ni. Dia soal kan.
Oh, you two don't want to